No, it's not a correct perception. However, we must say that there are developments within the government that can be disturbing, and these are sometimes what people are seeing. And so when people comment on it, it creates an impression that we are dealing with two groups, but effectively we are dealing with different views on a matter, and that's basically what this one is all about.
It seems more serious than that.
The issue is serious because we, for example, as the ruling party, did get involved in the discussions around this matter. At the time, our concern was that we were facing rating agencies, and we were talking about, what needs to be done to strengthen South Africa's economy. And then we thought that the investigations that came to the fore were a bit problematic in the timing, and therefore we were hoping that this is a matter that could have been dealt with really very far from the glare of the public and the media.
So what investigation? Do you mean the Hawks investigation into the finance minister?
This was the Hawks investigation relating to Minister of Finance. I think you will recall that what actually had happened was that the first time we learned of them, it was a few days before the budget was tabled, and we didn't think it was a good idea to raise those issues and disrupt the psyche of the whole nation when we are dealing with a very sensitive time in relation to the fact that this budget statement actually was going to be a major consideration by our foreign and domestic investors, as well as the rating agents and South Africans in general. So it's an item that everybody looks out to hear what is new and how are we going to be performing as a government in terms of the fiscus.
What can the ANC do in a situation like that when there are these ramifications, but just like the NPA, like other prosecutorial bodies, policing bodies, the Hawks surely shouldn't time their investigations based on politics. So what can you do?
I cannot say that it was all based on politics, but in this case...
but I'm saying you can't ask them to delay for politics' sake.
Oh, that's the point. Sometimes we get asked, the ANC is conflating state and party, and sometimes when things happen and we say, okay, this is happening in government, we'll engage at the right time, and then we are said to be the ANC should be stepping into this matter. Insofar as this matter was concerned, it was discussed at the leadership level, and therefore we felt that there was going to be a way of coming down so that the issues that were being raised can be handled without disrupting public perceptions. And again, when the matter arises the second time, it raises the same concerns.
How is the ANC dealing with this? What is the discussion around? Because some would say that Finance Minister Pravin Gordhan is being targeted for political reasons.
Well, fortunately, on this one, as this matter was going on, the President issued a statement for the public to indicate his level of confidence in the Minister of Finance. The Deputy President was in one platform where he said exactly the same thing. The African National Congress, as the organization, has also done the same thing. I think it's important to be able to say that that is the public statement that has been made should reassure the public about the level of confidence on the Minister of Finance.
Can we be reassured? I have to push you on this because on one hand, the President says he supports Pravin Gordhan. On the other, there is a strong perception that he is with the Hawks, possibly leading the leader of the Hawks. How do you deal with that perception?
It's a difficult perception because, as you said, it's difficult for anyone to say for political reasons the Hawks must not do what they're supposed to do. At the same time, we expect that the President, as they deal with these matters, the President has to be able to deal with this matter in a way that he feels is best way to deal with it. But from where we sit, we are basically saying that the Treasury has got the support that they need to do what they need to do to manage the fiscus. And what we want to assure the public is the fact that there is sufficient support for the minister, even at the point, excuse me, even at a point when the minister is tabling the budget, he does lots of consultations with the cabinet colleagues, with the presidency, with the ruling party, we don't get taken by surprise. We often ask, what support do you need? What are the issues that will require us to get in to give you support? And then we'll be giving the guidance. As we stand today, the fiscal consolidation and the stance that the finance minister has taken has got full support from the African National Congress as an organization and from that cabinet. And we know that it represents the sentiments of the entire cabinet as we stand. Okay,
my final question on this, and then we can move on. Do you believe that the Hawks are being fair? Or do you believe that there's a problem?
No, I think it's not a fair question to be asked and to answer in a public situation where you have got to make an allegation on a matter for which you have got no specific evidence. Excuse me. The processes must be done with the kind of dignity so that they do not generate perceptions of political motives, ulterior motives. I think that's important as a kind of word of caution to government departments in particular, to say, however they manage their matters, it needs to be clear that everyone is doing their jobs genuinely and that they are not really trying to prosecute for ulterior motives that have got nothing to do with what is being presented to the public. And from that point of view, we cannot say we've got any evidence. We're simply saying it doesn't look neat. It needs to be managed in a better way than what is happening now. And of course, we leave that to those who are responsible for that particular activity.